Good afternoon, fellow collectors. May 10th, 2010, and today we're going to do a video on one eBay seller, and that eBay seller's ID is Rmdelong. Rmdelong, selling nothing but forgeries, all on baseball cards, all a bunch of crap. And like I will always say and be redundant about, and that is that if you're a buyer of some of this crap, you are the guys that keep sellers like this in business. You know what this guy does? He sits at his kitchen table and does forgeries. That's what all of these guys do. These guys don't go anywhere to get their autographs. This is the truth. If you don't believe me, ask a lot of collectors how difficult it really is to get an in-person autograph. It is not that easy. And you dopey buyers, you idiot buyers who buy this crap, keep these sellers in business. You are half the problem, you buyers, you idiots, when it comes to forgeries in the hobby industry. You have just as much chance of getting an autograph of one of these players as these sellers do. Do you ever ask yourself or ask one of these sellers how they acquire literally hundreds or sometimes thousands of autographs of all the major athletes from every major sport? Ever ask yourself that common sense question? You know what a lot of these bad guys do, these sellers do? They sell forgeries, and then you know what they do with that money? They use that money to buy legitimate items. And you know why they do that? Because dopey buyers like you buy these cheap forgeries. So let's get started on seller Rmdelong. But first of all, I want to bring this to everybody's attention. You know, back in 1998, Topps put out a product called Co-Signers. There was 2 autographs on cards. There'd be like a Derek Jeter, Scott Rowland, a Derek Jeter, Chipper Jones, a Derek Jeter, Eric Karros, and a lot of those were forged. Somebody had backdoored the masters and then did forgeries on the cards. Evidently, someone did the same thing on this 1997 Bowman card. Derek, back in 1997, did 4 different types of autographs. There were blue, black, green, and gold ink autographs. Somebody had evidently somebody took one of these masters out of Topps and forged Derek's autograph. This is a forgery. Item number 13038986059 from seller SERGIOD. This is a forgery of Derek Jeter. Now let's get to seller Rmdelong and go through his stuff. This is a forgery of a Derek Jeter card from seller Rmdelong. Item number 11052871590. And this guy sells nothing but forgeries. If you want to challenge me and prove me wrong, please feel free. But I guarantee you none of this stuff is going to pass any kind of major authentication service. This is a Jorge Posada forgery from seller Rmdelong. I think it's sold for $15.99. Item number 110522564481 from seller Rmdelong, who is one of thousands of sellers on eBay who sell forgeries. There are a ton of sellers on eBay that sell forgeries. Here's a Willie Mays forgery from seller Rmdelong. Item number 120565802964. And here's a really, really horrible forgery. He's got 3 autographs on one card: Derek Jeter, Wong, and Robbie Cano. This is item number 110528716681. All penned by the same forger, being sold by seller Rmdelong. And here's a horrible Clete Boyer forgery on a looks like a Greats of the Game card. Item number 1205658118993. A few buyers will think that just because an autograph is on eBay that it must be authentic. Nothing could be further than the truth. eBay makes a ton of money on forgeries. Make no mistake about that. 80% of the sports autographs on eBay are forgeries. How about this ugly Don Mattingly from seller Rmdelong? Item number 110528720484. And here's a really ugly Don Mattingly from seller Rmdelong. 110529127227. If you're going to buy some of this crap, you should be ashamed of yourselves, and you guys cannot call yourselves autograph collectors. All you're doing is buying cheap forgeries. A Robbie Cano forgery that sold for $12. 1105-2256-9424 from seller Rmdelong. What we call these sellers power forgers. That's what we call them. Here's a Johnny Bench forgery, and the guy that won this Johnny Bench forgery, I think he has bought multiple forgeries from seller Rmdelong. This one sold for $22.37. Item number 1105-217-09573. And here's just a horrible Walter Payton forgery from seller Rmdelong. Sold for $42.10. You know, Walter Payton passed away in 1999. His autograph goes for a premium, not for a lousy $42. Item number 1105-1117-1676. Another forgery from seller Rmdelong. And here's a horrible Peyton Manning forgery from seller Rmdelong. Sold for $31.99. 1105-1111-2156. And here's a horrible Johnny Unitas forgery from seller Rmdelong. Sold for $20.51. Once again, Johnny Unitas passed away in 2002. His autograph goes for a premium, not for a lousy $20. That's why it's a forgery. 110507-981-729. And here's a Tom Brady piece of crap from seller Rmdelong. Sold for $41. Or just spend $41 on a piece of crap like that. Item number 1104-994-53052. And here's a Lyle Alzado forgery. Of course, Mr. Alzado passed away in 1992. And his autograph is also pretty rare since he's died 18 years ago. But somehow this guy got hold of one. Sold for a paltry $26. Item number 1104-994-61555. And a really bad Moose Scourin forgery from seller Rmdelong. Sold for 99 cents. 1105-169-0257. And a horrible Hideki Matsui forgery. Sold for $16.49 from seller Rmdelong. Item number 1105-2256-2928. This guy sells nothing but forgeries. Let's show one more forgery from seller Rmdelong, and I challenge any of you buyers to prove me wrong. A bad Roger Staubach sold for $31.99. Item number 1105-1112-1442. And the major thing, if you're a buyer, I know you guys aren't very bright, because eBay does have the stupidest autograph buyers in the world. You got to ask yourself, how does one guy out of 1,000, all these thousands of sellers, how do they get all these autographs from every major athlete, from every major sport? You ever ask yourself that question? How about using some common sense, you dopey buyers? That's why these guys stay in business, because you guys buy this crap. I'll see you guys later.